here with Rhys Millen. We're at the Formula Drift. This is the final. This is a qualifying day. The final actual race is tomorrow, right?
Yeah, that's correct. For unseeded drivers, it's qualifying today. For the seeded 16 drivers, it's purely just a day of practice.
Joe, you're number 3 right now.
Yeah, we are. You know, I wouldn't mind to be in a position to be battling for the championship, but we've kind of created our own little high for the season from failing to make round 1 with some mechanical issues. We clawed back from outside of the top 50 to fighting for at least 2nd place in the championship, and we've had 5 events and we've been on the podium in 4 of those with 2 first places, so it's been a great year.
So if you had run in the first race, what position would you be in now?
We'd be leading the championship by easily 15 to 20 points.
Really?
Really.
So what about next year? What's the prediction?
We'll be leading the championship by 15 or 20 points at this event. Behind me is the Solstice GXP, powered by a 4-cylinder turbocharged 2.4-litre Ecotec engine, producing 504 horsepower, 450 foot-pounds of torque, with a wheelbase of 95 inches.
Okay. So does that give you an advantage or disadvantage? You can't just instantly stomp the throttle and get instant torque like the V10 can. Well, you have to think ahead of time, don't you? A little more?
I guess that's the benefit of running with an engine that has been developed so well by GM Racing. Probably the credit to the performance of this car being so strong all year is the power plant. It is a 2.4-litre turbocharged engine, which, relatively speaking, you would expect to have a lot of lag.
Yes.
This is a 14.25 to 1 compression engine running on ethanol.
So you've got good throttle response. Now you don't have 500 foot-pounds of torque at idle throttle response.
I have 450 foot-pounds of torque, and it makes peak torque at 3,400 RPM and revs to 8.
Really?
He's pretty impressed.
I am impressed. It's a 4-cylinder. How big is the turbo?
And actually, surprisingly enough, it's not that big. It's an HKS ball bearing GT turbo. It's a 2835 with the smallest exhaust housing they offer.
So that's why you're spooling up. That's why your torque is so low.
It's a 0.61 housing.
It's the ethanol that's where you're getting your power.
Ethanol and compression.
We're talking about Sam and Tanner. So I'm curious because I've just been out here today. I want to compare your driving styles.
We're all very aggressive. We're all very confident. And although the dynamics of all the vehicles are completely different, V10, V6, 4-cylinder,
right, yeah.
95-inch wheelbase, 100-inch wheelbase, 103.5-inch wheelbase, we all drive very similar. And I think that's just a credit to our background as diverse drivers. A lot of guys that are in the sport of drifting are purely just drift drivers.
Right.
They haven't done much road racing or rallying or other disciplines. And I think that not only in our style of driving, but our knowledge of vehicle setup as well, what plays into all of us being very competitive.
We saw you kind of pull off the track, so what broke?
We actually broke a U-joint in the rear drive shaft as it connects to the differential, so not a major. We've got the spare parts here, but it was going to take more than 10 minutes to replace. Session only had 10 minutes more before practice was over, so why push it?
Gotcha. Yeah, I saw as soon as you went under. I saw you look under the back of the car, not under the hood, so that was a bit of a sigh of relief.
Yeah, I felt the vibration. I was catching one of the other drivers slow a car, and as you suck up onto them onto the bank, the only way really to hold your drift as you're catching them that fast is to pull the handbrake. As soon as I pull the handbrake and sidestep the clutch again, boom, it shattered.
That's what it was, because I was wondering, because it had to be some sort of shock to the system to do it. It's not going to be just the power itself.
Yeah, exactly what it was. A shock to the system. Something had to give. The tires had great grip. Everything else was strong, and the weakest link's going to go, and I guess we found it.
So what about cars next year? Are you going to be running the same car, or?
You know, this whole season has been a shake-up. Unfortunately, with GM's financial difficulties, 4 events ago we were released as a team. We're not the only team to be released. Effectively, all of their Sport Compact programs, drag racing included, has been released. The program managers no longer work for GM, and there'll be no funding for 09. On top of that, yesterday morning, Bridgestone called me, and they've now pulled out as well. So my walls are falling. I've got 2 more that are standing. Our job is to build those bricks up.
So it's balls out today then, right?
And, you know, we've submitted a lot of proposals in the last couple of weeks, and you never know who's walking by and never know who's watching you. But I can say for sure next year there'll be a whole lot of new colors on this car. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.